Hey, from Nancy the Nurse Practitioner. Today we are going to talk about, if many of you have seen on Facebook, my day-to-day adventures down here in Florida. I am helping my mother-in-law move up to Connecticut, and I am the daughter-in-law, the one who had the ability to go down to quarantine when I get back to Connecticut, and pretty much to get her through the throes of the daily operations without having to be much problem for the family. So tag, I'm it. Came down on a plane with a mask on. There was only 30 people on the plane, and kept a distance from mom and many of our friends, and arrived to a house full of boxes and many items that have been here for many years. Mom tends to hold on to everything. Bags of rubber bands, boxes of Jell-O. She had many wicker things. She feels that any of her 7 children may want any of all these things, and wants to bring it all up, wants to have a tag sale in Florida. Hey, she's 87. Her husband died. It's her last hurrah. And I've been down here for a week now, and every day I've been working like 12 hours. Any of you have been through this, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. One thing I've learned from this situation is when you get down there for a week adventure, it hasn't been a week adventure. It's actually been a month or 2-month adventure before you even get here. I have been cleaning out my basement, removing papers, shredding things, getting rid of furniture on all sorts of sites, people coming to my house and all that, just to make space for grandma's stuff. And now she's bringing a lot of things, many of them of which she doesn't even know it's in the boxes or will want or need them in her lifetime. You know, it's a really hard thing to part from your belongings, but that's kind of like how she's always been, her and her husband, and so that's what they're up against. I mean, actually, one box I opened had 20 boxes of Jell-O, and they were all expired. That's when I knew I was in trouble. So there's been some wonderful miracles that have happened through this adventure, and I'm going to share them with you. But I will tell you that one thing that I learned through the pitfalls of all this is that first you got a moving company to come. You need to help your mom set up the inventory because it was all screwed up. Everything was wrong, and I had to do it all over again, which changed the square footage of the truck that's coming to pick this stuff up on Tuesday. Also, if you are interested in donating anything, you have to do it about a month before the move that you pick a date, because otherwise your items will not be removed from the home. For instance, we are leaving here sometime at the end of August, and they won't come until September 17th. And the only place that would come was Habitat for Humanity, that I did get a date. So I did put that on the calendar. It's really important every year or so to go down and help them, your parents, bulk a little bit, get rid of some things, because I'll tell you what, this is overwhelming. I'm totally exhausted. I know it's day 6, but you can tell that I'm tired. You know, there's been a lot of changes, and in the middle of this whole thing, my mother-in-law needed to go to the dentist. She had a toothache, which turns out to, we thought, was sinus issues, which we went to an endodontist, sat in their office, and spent hours in there for a CAT scan of her sinuses. It turns out she doesn't need root canal. She doesn't have any problems, and it was probably just grinding her teeth from worrying so much, because she is a worrier. And we landed up going back to the dentist and having actually a cavity fixed before we're going back home. I've been also getting medical releases at all the doctor's offices, so as I go, I'm taking their business cards and getting any information I need so I could bring it back to Connecticut when I find our new doctors. And luckily, Mom's pretty alert, but she's forgetting, and it's a lot to do. The other concerns I have is some things that she's doing that she tries to do by herself. I found her in the shower putting the coolers in there, and she was cleaning them out with soapy water, and just so that it was a good place to do it. And then she went and took a shower. I found her in the garage trying to turn a big freezer over to clean it out, a freezer that I can't even move. She's a very independent woman. I talked to her daughter, and she says, well, don't close your eyes at night, because you don't know what she could be doing when you're sleeping. I thought that was funny. So sometimes you can't fight with them about the items they want to bring. You have to be somewhat cautious about that and let them come to their own realization. The coolest thing that happened to us is we had this garage sale, and I spent the entire day cleaning out the garage, sweeping it out, getting rid of jars and jars of nuts and bolts and rubber bands and empty boxes and junk, basically. And Mom tends to go picking through the garbage because she feels like there's something somebody may need. Sure enough, in Florida, that's what they do. They come to the garbage and they look through and they find chains and hooks and things that they could find of value. And on the day of the garage sale, I went to put a sign on this old rusty wheelbarrow, say, "Take me, I'm yours." And a man came up and he says, "I want that wheelbarrow." And he started filling it up with old shovels and rakes and stuff. It took me a good day and a half to arrange this garage by category so that it looked good enough for people to come in, because there's always thunderstorms. We put it in the garage, and I was still so worried because there was so much furniture and stuff in the house, in addition to probably 80 or 90 boxes. Here, let me show you. This is what we got. Boxes here and boxes there and boxes everywhere. And they're in the kitchen, and they're in the bedroom, and they're in the foyer, and there's some in the basement and bed, they're everywhere. So we're numbering them, and we're putting them together, we're labeling them, and most of them are going down in the basement in my house. And Grandma wants to go downstairs and every day pick at the boxes and look through them. She puts things away for each of her children, and many of them don't even know what the items are because they didn't ask for them. So that's going to be another big bunch of stuff in our house, But when do you have the balance of saying, can Grandma have all this stuff? Is it going to keep her happy, or is there some semblance of sanity with all of this stuff? I will tell you, things got so much better when a person came to see us on Saturday and said he had a family member that moved here with nothing from Buffalo, New York, and they had 3 children. And I told Mom that, and she's a very religious, caring person, and thank you, Jesus, for this. But she went through her boxes, she took out glasses, she gave her extra silverware, she gave her all the furniture that was in the house that was going to go to Habitat for Humanity. It was all loaded into a truck and taken out in one fell swoop Saturday afternoon. I'm telling you, that changed everything. There's still a lot of boxes here, but we'll get through it. Make sure that with hazardous waste, I found this out to be also a problem down here, is the only landfill that will take our stuff is an hour and a half away. It's not very conducive for a community of over 1,000 homes, and not to mention other areas down here. I don't know how they do this, but they need to find a way of picking up hazardous waste, paints, transmission fluid, engine oil, all sorts of stuff that Dad had because he was a tinkerer in the garage. Well, I landed up keeping all of it because I did not want it to go out with the garbage in the morning, which is what people do. And I took it to a Goodyear place, Meineke Goodyear, and they were very nice to take my 2 big buckets full of stuff to dispose of it, which made me feel so much better. But what about all the other people that just put it in the garbage? When we get back, we're going to have to figure out our health insurance and what we're going to do, because she'll be a Connecticut resident. We'll have to check and change her license plates, get her all settled in her room. We had to take care of her dish satellite situation. There was just so many pieces and steps to this. And so we made a calendar. Monday we're doing this, Tuesday we're doing that, Wednesday we're doing this. We're putting an ad in the paper for the Saturday thing. And that, by the way, the ad has to be put in the beginning of the week if you want to have it in the middle of the week so people see it before the day of the garage sale. So you have to think ahead or you miss out. We did not sell one item on any of the internet sites, and I think it's because in Florida a lot of things just don't go because the pick is incredible. People are moving and coming and going all the time that they don't want your couch. They can get a nicer couch somewhere else. So that was something else we found out along the way. finding a realtor actually came through the place where Mom lives, so that was good. She's going to be helping us with all the odds and ends about that, taking care of the keys, taking care of selling the home. We actually bartered with a guy who's going to make sure that everything's weeded, the gutters are done and everything. He took some furniture and he bartered till we sell the house. Good deal if you can get in on some good, honest people and help them from where you are. So I don't know what else I want to tell you. I think that's pretty much where we are now. We know we have a moving date Tuesday afternoon, and I actually got Mom to go take me to the pool for an hour today because she was just working and not stopping, and it's just not good. We still have a refrigerator to clean out, all the shelves to take care of, a few more boxes to tape and label. We have things to drop off, get stuff at Walmart. We have a dentist appointment tomorrow to fix the tooth. And Tuesday I'll be here soon enough, and then we have 3 days of traveling back to Connecticut. So that's going to be staying in a hotel during this whole COVID thing. We decided to bring our own sheets and blankets and pillow, place them on top of the bed, wear our masks everywhere, and try to play it safe. And then when we get back to Connecticut, we have to quarantine for 14 days. So it's a really big deal to do a move for somebody. And think about all the arrangements that you have to do. I will make a list for you on my Facebook page at facebook.com, Caregiver Success, of all the things that I did in the order I did them. And I'll give you better tips than what I fell into, my pitfalls, so that you don't run into the same problems. But hey, it was worth it, and it was a miracle that we got rid of all the furniture to somebody who really needed it. It was definitely what I was looking for. Everything turns out okay. There's always a silver lining behind every cloud. So from Nancy the Nurse Practitioner, till the next video we do, stay tuned and follow me on my YouTube channel, Caregiver Success. Thanks. Bye.